Happy Wednesday, 8th grade. Today in reading, we are going to analyze character archetypes. So you should have watched Moana yesterday, and that's going to be a part of what we're doing today. An archetype is just a typical example of something. So in mythology, there are a lot of character archetypes. So there's a lot of very typical characters that are repeated across mythology, whether it be Polynesian mythology, Greek mythology, Roman mythology. Doesn't really matter. They all have pretty much the same basic character archetypes. They're going to have character archetypes like the hero. Pretty much every myth that you've ever heard of has a hero. This is usually the protagonist, the main character, the person who is responsible for the quest or the task. Most stories have a mentor, so the mentor shows up to help the hero, to give them some crucial piece of advice that the hero is going to need to complete their quest. Then you have the ally. This is the hero's friend or traveling companion. It gives the hero someone to talk to, someone to interact with. Sometimes it's an animal, sometimes it's a person, sometimes it's some sort of mythological creature. The fourth character archetype we're going to look at is the herald. So the herald is usually a part of the inciting incident of a story. They're the person who shows up to announce that some sort of change is going to happen. They're the person usually who tells the hero that they have to accomplish a task or something needs to take place. The fifth character archetype is the trickster. This is the comedic relief to a mythological story. They show up in times when the story gets really tense or really gloomy to bring some fun to the story. Next, we're going to talk about the Shapeshifter. They're called this because you don't really know if they're an ally or an enemy. Are they on the hero's side? Are they working against them? Sometimes the lines can be blurred and they'll shift between the two. They'll start out as an ally and end up as an enemy, or vice versa. The next character archetype is the guardian, or sometimes known as the threshold guardian, because they're in an entrance or a doorway that the hero has to get past in order to complete the quest or complete the task that they have, and they have to make it past this gatekeeper, as it were. And finally, the last character archetype is the shadow. This is a direct contrast to the hero. So the hero's light and goodness is directly opposite of the shadow's darkness and evil. This is the person who's in conflict with the hero from usually very early on in the story. So what are you going to do with all of that? You are going to do activity 15, analyzing character archetypes in Moana. So who's the hero? Obviously Moana's the hero. Who's the ally? Who's the guardian? Who's the herald? You're going to go through and do activity 15. Looks like this. So for each character archetype, you're going to identify the corresponding character in Moana. And then I want you to provide a brief explanation of why that is the correct character archetype for that person in Moana. Take a picture of it and send it to me when you're done.